What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to The Good, The Bad and The Stupid. It's Monday the 5th of October. Hope you're well. Welcome to my pale face, my pale British face under the British weather. My face is under the weather, that's what it is. If you're listening on the podcast, that's because there's a video, if you're wondering what I'm on about. There's a video. Yes, it's on YouTube. But yeah, my pale face, because it's been cold. I've been cold all weekend. I've been feeling it. I feel like I need to get my fingerless gloves out and my long johns and all that kind of stuff. It's just a cold. Well, I do live in a place where it is super fucking shit walls and shit windows, but it's cold. It's actually probably colder outside. Warmer, should I say, outside. But it's been pissing down, so the weather's just been dreadful. Typical English weather. We're back. It's September and we get the typical dreary, rainy weather. I don't mind it usually. I like the rain when I'm looking at it out the window with a nice glass of wine. I don't like it when I'm in the middle of a park, stuck under a tree for an hour and a half, a mile from home, which I couldn't walk. It was too heavy, and the rain was monsoon. It was like something you would get in Thailand or India or something. It just came down that hard that you knew if you stick 2 steps out of under the tree, you're drenched. And I thought there's no point because I've got a mile to walk. All my money, all my phone and everything would have just been bollocks. So yeah, this is unpredictable weather in England. That's what it is. Anyway, I'm sure you have got all your unpredictable. Everyone's got it bad, even though all you people living in your hot countries, you've all got the fucking blaze. You know, your houses are all burning. Your houses are on fire. You're sweating. You're getting chafed arses and chafed legs when you're walking. If you've got like big fat thighs, you're getting all that rash. I used to get that a lot when you're in Australia, isn't it? What's it called? Chef's rash or something like that. I don't know what they call it. They've got a name for it, but it's common in these hot countries. So you can't, you know. Everyone thinks they've got it better in the other place. I know people in certain countries, they miss the rain. They beg for the rain. Well, we all do. That's Africa, isn't it? But I've got friends who live in Australian places and they miss the English weather. Because you do. You can't, you know, it's a bit awkward because when you're in the weather, it's very easy to be miserable. When the weather's miserable, you take that miserability, your miserable face and your miserable self, and put that in a fucking place where it's really sunny and everyone's having a great time. You stand out. You stand out. Misery loves company. So, you know, we Brits, we like a good moan is what I'm trying to say. We like a good moan. This woman's got a good swear on. She's got Tourette's. She's picked up Tourette's after... she developed Tourette's syndrome after... What do you know? She woke up one day. She woke up. I haven't read these, by the way. I've dropped the ball there. I don't know what I'm about to tell you. My Wing It Wednesday has now moved it to Monday. I've been too busy. Anyway, it's not a professional podcast. So if you're new here, do not expect professionalism. You're in the wrong place. It's meant to be slightly funny and a little bit stupid. Anyway, a young woman as she woke up and started calling her husband. Everything under the sun. She's calling him a cunt. She told him to fuck off. She's telling the kids to fuck off. That's brilliant. That's pretty much my mother. But anyway, and I'm the king of the swearers, as you'll know if you're new to this podcast. But I just do it because it's just basic. But Tourette's is when you just do it impulsively and it for no reason. You know, you're saying like you're making a cup of tea and you shout fuck off or piss balls or some ridiculous thing like that people. They come up with some crazy words, don't they? Hilarious, even. They're funny as anything. But I think it's impulsive to say the first thing that comes into their head. But she's doing it and telling everybody in her family to fuck off. And and her husband's probably like, you know, he can't distinguish now when she's like actually meaning it or whether she's doing it like out of Tourette's. So you need to sort of draw the line, really. I think now she needs to punch him every time she means it. And make sure like he gets the gist. Otherwise he's just going to ignore it, which he's actually got a point to prove or something to say. Like fucking get your feet off there or get fucking do something, you big fat bastard. Or when you fucking go out and get a job or some shit like that. You know. That's normal, that's what she should be saying, but he's just going to think, nah, that's just a Tourette's, I'll carry on being a lazy fat bastard. Now, I don't even know who he is, I don't know if he's a lazy fat bastard at all, I'm sure he's not. I'm just saying it for the purpose of this situation. But I love these people that wake up, they bang their head, don't they? They wake up speaking fucking in a French accent and stuff like that, or talking Chinese. That's the Cantonese accent or whatever the fucking one woman was. She was like, obviously she couldn't speak Chinese, but she was talking like she was Chinese. It's like a Chinese person talking English with that kind of, get that accent. Absolutely hilarious. You just got to laugh at that, I'm afraid. I would just be pissing myself laughing if I was her partner. Anyway, what was he say? Donald Trump's recovering. Donald Trump's recovering from his COVID-19, and Boris Johnson's said that's good news, and he said that he said he was fat. He said Donald Trump was too fat, so he was at high risk. I think the papers are twisting that one. So, but then he asked, he told him he should eat fewer cheeseburgers, which is basically saying he's fat. So he didn't say he's fat, but that is implying that, isn't it? But he's getting over it now anyway. So if he was fucking dying from it, yeah. But if he's getting over it, then carry on as you are. You know, conspiracy theorists are saying that he didn't even have it, and he's doing it as part of this new world shift or something or other, or maybe just wanted a couple of days out of the fucking presidential election campaign, or just throw like a spanner in the work, because now everybody's got the. If you think about it, everyone's got the sympathy for him now, haven't they? It's clever if it is, and that shit does go on. Do not think for a second that shit doesn't go on. All that stuff's at play a lot of the times, but at the very also at the very same time, he could have caught it and he could be ill. I'm just saying that kind of thing could happen or does happen behind the scenes, not necessarily on this particular situation, but in all other stuff. You know, you don't get told what fucking the truth is. None of us do. But anyway, if it is bullshit, it's clever. It's a clever move. That's all I'm saying. Was it they're making a film? BBC are making a film about the North Pole in the studio in Hampshire. And there's a picture here of Colin Farrell with all like snow drift on his beard and everything, and like, you know, he looks like he's freezing and whatnot. And it's you can see that it's in like a big studio with like green walls and everything behind, which is the green screen. It's crazy, isn't it? Because they can't get, because of something about the pandemic and whatnot. But surely they can get to fucking Antarctic or the North Pole. There aren't many people. You ain't going to be social. It's not going to be hard to social distance in the fucking North Pole, is it? For God's sake. So if you can do it there, you could do it fucking wherever. But I suppose at the same time, why bother if you could do it in the studio? I just think it'd be nice as an actor to get to go to the North Pole. Perk of the job, isn't it? To do it in a studio in Hampshire. I don't think, and also it's part of the fucking. You can give it. It's method acting, isn't it? You're in the right place and you're in the right fucking. You start to feel it. But when you're in a fucking, you know, square box in Hampshire in some like with load of cardboard and like bullshit scenery, you feel like you're acting, don't you? You don't feel like you're doing the real thing. So I'm sorry, but I don't think the acting's going to be crap in that one. That's my opinion. No Oscars. Ed Sheeran was told to dye his hair black, otherwise he was never going to be a star. Dye his ginger hair black. So there's ginger stars. Not many, but there's ginger stars. Mick Hucknall, he's a ginger minger. Who else is there ginger? Is that it? And Ed Sheeran. But it doesn't. Regardless, even if he'd have had black hair, it would have looked an unlikely star. He wouldn't have looked like the fuck. He didn't look like a star. But then who does? He looked like he had talent. At the end of the day, the people who look like stars half the time haven't got a fucking blind bit of talent. They ain't got a fucking. They don't know what they're doing. They're half the time they're manufactured and all that, and they, you know, they don't even write their own songs. People write them for them. That's the people who look like stars. It's, well, you know, not all of them, but you know what I mean. The people who look the part, who try and look the part, and they don't. But he just like, he was good with the guitar. There's no beating talent. Although I'm not a fucking fan of his, but at the same time, I know he's talented, and you know, fucking good for him. Making money. He's proved a lot of people wrong. In fact, everybody fucking wants a piece of him because he's making money. And when you make money, people want that because they want to make money. So they're fucking all over you. What was I seeing the other day? How the managers in some bands, like, see some of the bands that you see, how the managers manipulate, or not manipulate, but put people in the band who they go, oh, he'd be good in that band. I think I was watching a thing on Mark Bolan, on Friday, and it's a good documentary. And he's like, I've been past where Mark Bolan died. He's like where his Mini crashed. It's on like some country lane, and it's like got a shrine and that there, and still people go and visit it and drop things like little trinkets and whatever there. But fucking, this was years ago when he died, didn't he? But it was a documentary about him anyway, and how he got put in that band, and they become T-Rex. The band used to be called something. Oh, I can't remember what the band was called before, but they put him in, and then he was the star, and the band took off. But the manager did that. He come along as a little gangly, little folk singer, a bit like Ed Sheeran, and the guy found him a band, and then he went off. And did really well, and then fucking died in a car crash, unfortunately. Again, superstar, and half the time. He's frozen in time, isn't he? He'd be 70-something now. Speaking of people who are old and dead, Egypt have found a load of pharaohs, 2,500-year-old sarcophagus. That's not an easy word to say. Sarcophagus. Sarcophagus. 2,500 years, and they've opened them. Imagine that, they've opened them with all the cameras and everything there. How good would that have been if the thing just fucking sat up and gone, do you mind? I was having to sleep there. I was like, my alarm's not meant to go off for another couple of years, another few thousand years. But yeah, and opened it, and then there's a mummy inside, it's all taped up and everything like that. Weird, isn't it? It's great. I love the Egyptian stuff. It's all like very, very mysterious. But, yes, I don't know if they know who they are yet, but they it does look like a mummy. It looks like a mummy inside the thing. So yeah, good. I wonder what I wonder if they'll take it apart, all the bandage and everything, and have a good look at the face and whatever. You can't really. That's like destroying it, isn't it? But they might do. But it's good. Egypt's totally different now. When you get to Egypt, it's nothing like what it was then. It's kind of like a totally different place. I mean, not like everywhere's changed, but I'm on about, it's still oldie worldy looking. Egypt's still got all the old buildings and all the old, still got the pyramids and all that. But the people and the dress and everything, and you just can't imagine it being the same place, is what I'm saying. But it's interesting. What I was going to say, Luxor I've been to, and the Nile. I've been along the Nile. I'll tell you what, the fucking easy. They know how to get money out of you. The fucking, not the beggars, but the ones who are trying to sell stuff to you. They're like salesmen. They should get jobs over here. Anybody who's looking for salespeople, go and pick up some of those kids on the streets in Egypt, because they're fucking bang on. They take money off you. They know all the tricks. You know that you don't want anything, and you'll come back with fucking bags full. You won't want a thing. And you'll come back with loads of things. Why did I buy that? Why did I want it? He had my emotions going left, right and centre. I told him no 100 times, and eventually I caved in. And that's their game. Shoppers at Costco can buy gold, 24,000 pounds, I was going to say. A bar of gold you can buy at Costco. Costco's where you buy fucking big bags of rice and big... And that video on YouTube, everybody fucking running in to buy all the toilet roll on, what's it called, over the pandemic. They're at that again. If anybody wants to see a funny video, put Costco in Costco toilet roll panic, and watch the video of all them fucking doing like Mario Karts with the shopping carts racing through the store to get to the fucking toilet roll, which is at the far end. And a bunch of idiots are all chasing, trying to be there first, shitting themselves, literally, to get to the toilet roll. But now you can buy 24 bars of gold. They ain't going to be chasing in there after that, are they? 24 grand a pop. They're not going to be fucking running in and trying to fucking fill up the trolleys with that. I doubt it. No, unless it was £2.40, not 24 grand. Strange thing to be selling there. I don't know why they're doing that. I wonder if it's worth it or it's underpriced. It's meant to be the wholesale, cheap place. I wonder if it's cheap gold. Right, what else? I'm going to finish up on one now. I'm flagging. What's the last one I'm going to do? Our brains. No, I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do that one. Pilots watched as one of their aircraft wheels came off and rolled past them on the runway. They saw it pass alongside them as it was landing in Manchester. Good job the passenger didn't see that. I'd have a fucking heart attack if I saw that. The pilots saw it, and I wonder if they're like, they've got to still shit themselves, haven't they? Pilots have still got to be scared of what's happening. They've still got to be panicking. And like, I wonder if they're screaming or like, acting like the way I would if I was like, something like that happened in a car, and like, we'd have to pull over and check yourself, and like fucking check your heartbeat and whatever, your pulse. Make sure you slow down, breathe. You do that when you're flying a plane, because you've got so much responsibility. I think half the time it's blasé, when you drive a car and like you just take it for granted because you've been driving that long. You just know what you're doing until that day that you don't. But then I bet they just do it like that. I bet they don't give it a second thought. There was a guy the other day and he was, what was he doing? Making videos in there with his chicken. He had like a rubber chicken, and he was using the chicken to do all the controls and everything, doing it for a laugh for a YouTube video, and he got the sack. Or he got reprimanded anyway. I don't know if he got the sack. So just think about it, before you. That's an easy excuse to get rid of you now. Don't fucking do that. If you're a pilot and you're listening to this, don't fuck up your redundancy, because they're going to get rid of a load of pilots at the moment. Don't go in there with like inflatable chickens into the cockpit and give them a reason to get rid of you without paying you, because that's what's going to happen. Anyway, so piss about in your own time, or at least do it, but don't put it on social media, not until you've decided to leave that company yourself. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll do another one tomorrow. See you later. Bye.